Local railways across Japan are currently facing hard times. According to the Railway Bureau of the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism, 80 of 96 regional railway operators are running at a loss. One struggling railway is Omi Railway, which operates in Shiga Prefecture. In 2024, after switching to vertical separation, the company posted its first profit in 31 years. Since opening in 1896, it has served as a vital lifeline for local communities. But with an aging population, declining birth rate, and increasing reliance on cars, the company has been in the red since 1994. In the fiscal year of 2023 alone, it recorded a deficit of approximately 300 million yen, the majority of which is attributed to maintenance and repair costs.
この先、安全を担保しようとしますと、当然、線路の更新であったりだとか、いろんな設備投資をかけていかなくてはいけないんですけれども、やはりその赤字の状態ですと、他の事業で出てきた黒字で、そちらを穴埋めしながら、設備投資をかけているという状況ですし。
Omi Railway requested support from the prefecture in 2016. The prefectural government formed a council with 10 municipalities along the line to assess the situation. The council decided to support Omi Railway's continued operation through vertical separation for 10 years beginning in 2024. In general, railway companies typically own and manage both the infrastructure and train operations. Vertical separation splits the hard and soft sides of the railway business, the infrastructure and train operations, into separate entities.
「いくつかの選択肢がある中でやっぱり上下分離我々も施設を持って我々も一定その鉄道の存続に責任を果たすという、そういうやり方が一番ふさわしいであろうと。
In Omi Railway's case, Shiga Prefecture and the municipalities along the line established a management organization that owns and maintains the station buildings, tracks, and other railway facilities, as well as the train cars. Also included are the overhead wires and crossing signals. The railway leases the trains and facilities at zero cost, allowing it to focus solely on train operations. The concept of vertical separation is similar to that of road administration, where national or local governments own and maintain the roads on which buses and other vehicles run. Framed in this way, the tracks are the roads and the trains are the buses that operate on them. By shifting to vertical separation, the management organization takes on the financial burden of maintaining and upgrading the railway's infrastructure. Because Omi Railway still owns the land, the management organization is required to pay a usage fee. While the train depot is owned by the management organization, Omi Railway, which has the technical expertise, continues to handle inspections and repairs. The management organization also pays Omi Railway a fee for this work. The total the management organization is expected to pay over the next 10 years will exceed 16 billion yen. Since shifting to vertical separation, new train cars have been introduced by the management organization. Next to the driver's cab at the front of this train, cameras and inspection devices have been installed to monitor track conditions, such as distortions during regular operation.
出発進行
Around 60 kindergartners from along the line were invited to take part in its inaugural run. Since the management organization took over ownership of the stations and facilities, their upkeep has also improved. At Omi Railway, passengers still use paper tickets, but starting in 2026, all stations will be able to accept prepaid e-money cards. At Hino Station, the town took over management of the station building. In the once empty space inside, there is now a tourist information center and cafe. It's a welcoming space for both residents and passengers. To further promote use, the management organization began issuing silver passes to residents aged 65 and older, allowing them to travel any section of the railway for just 100 yen.
自動車で走っても相当かかりますし、私はとりあえずシルバーパスがあって、往復100円100円の200円で行けるっていうのはもう。
By shifting to vertical separation, Omi Railway was able to cut costs significantly, and in the 2024 fiscal year, it recorded a surplus of 50 million yen, the first in 31 years.
我々の率直な印象としては、鉄道事業が最悪の状態になるまでに上下分離に移行できた、比較的いい状態で上下分離に移行できたので、黒字に転換することができたと、いうのが一つの大きな要因です。
やはりその施設一つにしても、以前に比べれば修繕もできるようになってまいりましたし、鉄道の社員につきましても意識も変わってきましたので、そういったお客様の接点という部分についても変わってきたのかなというふうにも思っております。
Well, I'm so glad that Omi Railway stayed in service after switching to vertical separation. It avoided closure and it's great for the passengers.
Yes, indeed. In Japan, traditionally, railway companies owned both the infrastructure and other assets, including rolling stock, required for the operation of trains. However, in recent years, especially the rural railway companies are facing financial difficulties because of the rising cost of maintaining the infrastructure. And here comes the idea of vertical separation.
Well, does that mean going forward, more local railways across the country will adopt vertical separation?
I think so. However, the detailed structure of the project will differ case by case. And there may even be what we might call quasi vertical separation, in which the ownership remains the same, the organizational structure will remain the same, but internally the separation will be done in accounting or contractual sort of ways.
Next, let's take a look at an example of quasi-vertical separation.
In 1998, Jomo Electric Railway in Gunma Prefecture became the first in Japan to adopt what is now known as quasi-vertical separation. Its ridership peaked at 9.58 million in 1965, but steadily declined over the years, leading to prolonged operating deficits. Concerned about the potential closure of Jomo Electric Railway, the prefecture and local municipalities formed a council to explore ways to provide support. The approach they devised is quasi-vertical separation. Quasi-vertical separation differs in one key way. Instead of splitting the hard and soft sides of the railway business, that is, the infrastructure from operations, the entity remains whole, but receives subsidies from the municipalities to cover infrastructure upgrades and repairs.
群馬型上下分離で経営を分離してないっていうメリットもございまして、例えば災害が発生した時にですね、その線路をどういった形で直すとかっていう部分の災害対応とかも経営が分離してないわけですから、早急に進められますし、そういうメリットもある中で、金銭的にはきちんと自治体が支えるという、いい部分があるというような方式だというふうに認識しております。
By switching to quasi-vertical separation, Jomo Electric Railway was able to avoid closure. Initially, only standard vertical separation, where infrastructure and operations are completely divided, qualified for government subsidies. However, in 2008, quasi-vertical separation also became eligible for national support.
みなし上下分離、いわゆる群馬型上下分離の、構造改革でもですね、国交補助の対象にしていただけるような流れになってきておりますので、本当に全国的に皆さんローカル線苦しんでいる中でですね、国の方もようやくその群馬型上下分離の良さというのを理解いただけたのかなというふうに思っております。
With standard vertical separation, setting up a new organization and transferring a railway company's assets can take a lot of time. Quasi-vertical separation, however, does not require such procedures and can be implemented much more quickly. As a result, more and more local railways are adopting, or at least considering, quasi-vertical separation. One example is Hokuriku Railroad in Ishikawa Prefecture, which switched to quasi-vertical separation in 2025. Hokuriku Railroad operates two lines, the Ishikawa line, which connects Kanazawa and Hakusan cities, and the Asanogawa line, which links Kanazawa City and Uchinara Town. Like many regional railways, Hokuriku Railroad had long struggled with chronic deficits and aging trains. So in 2022, it requested help from the local municipalities along its lines.
地域の皆さんの税金で賄っていくということになりますので、そのあたりは本当に鉄道という形で残すべきなのか、はたまた別の交通手段に変えていくべきなのかっていったところは慎重な議論をしていただいてですね、大量輸送っていう部分がどうしても必要だと、地域において必要だということをご認識をいただいた結果、相応の負担をしていただいてですね、存続をさせていくということになりました。
In response, the prefecture and municipalities, including Kanazawa City, agreed to provide support under Quasi vertical separation for 15 years, beginning in 2025. This support will total approximately 22.2 billion yen.
この支援によりまして、すぐさまですね、黒字化するっていうのはこれはなかなか難しいことだと思っています。ただ別に赤字のままでいいとは思っておりませんが、この15年の再構築の間は、利便の向上に向かってどんどん新しいことをしていくということが必要なんだとは思っています。
Well, the quasi-vertical separation looks similar to the regular vertical separation, but what are the actual benefits of adopting it?
Simply put, you don't need to set up a new organization. Think of the case where an existing railway company is already operating a railway line and the local community wants to keep it. Then, in this case, you just keep that company as it is. And therefore, this scheme is useful when an existing small private railway company is already operating that rural railway line.
Well, next, let's take a look at the JR Tadami line, which restored after heavy rain damages thanks to vertical separation.
JR East's Tadami Line runs approximately 134 kilometers through the mountainous regions of Fukushima and Niigata prefectures. In July 2011, the line suffered catastrophic damage from heavy rainfall, with washed-away bridges and landslides destroying significant sections of track. The 27.6-kilometer stretch between Aizu Kawaguchi Station and Tadami Station was particularly devastated and forced out of service. Reconstruction was estimated to cost more than 8 billion yen, prompting JR East to propose replacing the railway with bus services. However, local residents insisted that the railway be fully restored. After 6 years of discussions, partial vertical separation was agreed upon. Fukushima Prefecture assumed ownership and management of the tracks and facilities for the affected 27.6-kilometer section. JR East has agreed to pay Fukushima Prefecture a usage fee to operate its trains. But if the service runs at a loss, the fee is waived. Following this agreement, large-scale restoration work began on the Tadami line, and 3 bridges washed away by the heavy rains were rebuilt. The restoration cost 8.1 billion yen, 5.4 billion of which was covered by Fukushima Prefecture and the local municipalities. The line reopened in October 2022. Thanks to vertical separation, the Tadami line resumed full operation for the first time in 11 years.
嬉しいね。涙が出る。
懐かしいです。
Elsewhere, Minami Aso Railway in Kumamoto Prefecture switched to vertical separation after sustaining severe damage from the 2016 earthquake. Thanks to this switch, service resumed in 2023. Similarly, the JR Hisatsu line, which runs through Kumamoto and Kagoshima prefectures, was suspended due to heavy rainfall in 2020. In March 2025, it was decided to switch to vertical separation. A project is now underway that aims to restore service by 2033.
So vertical separation can also help avoid closure of railways severely damaged by natural disasters.
Yes, indeed. However, if you want a vertically separated railway, in Japanese context, it's almost always an unprofitable railway. And that means if you want to keep that railway up and running, then the local community should use taxpayers' money by a very great amount. And that means everybody within the community should pay the cost.
I see. So local support is essential for vertical separation then?
Yes, indeed. In the case of Tadami Line, of course, there were many people who were in support of the reopening, but on the other side, there were some who were opposed to it in the fear of the hefty cost incurred in the future. And now, of course, we have the agreement, we have the Tadami Line restored and running again. Then we should make full use of that restored infrastructure so that the local community can receive as much benefit as they can. And for that, I think the operator should make every effort they can to make that happen.
Next up is Railway Vistas.
Kurobe Gorge Railway is a private railway that runs through the mountains of Toyama Prefecture. It was originally built to transport materials for dam and hydropower plant construction. The line spans approximately 20 kilometers, connecting Unazuki and Keyakidaira stations. Unazuki Station, the starting point of the line, is recognizable by its distinctive triangular roof. The trains include enclosed passenger cars with windows and refreshing open-air trolley cars. Today, many tourists are boarding the train. Due to damage from the 2024 Noto Peninsula earthquake, service is currently limited to a 12-kilometer section. The train heads into the mountains, tracing the path of the Kurobe River. The highlight of the season is the vivid autumn foliage along the line. The peak viewing period is from late October to mid-November, when brilliant red and yellow leaves stand in striking contrast to the gorgeous emerald green river. Along the route, Several scenic spots offer spectacular views of the train moving through the mountainous landscape. One such spot is an observation deck located near Unazuki Station. The man taking photos is Mr. Kanai, an employee of Kurobe Gorge Railway.
SNS にアップしていろんな方に黒部峡谷の美しさを知っていただくために撮影しております。
He is a member of the overseas sales group. He takes photos of the trolley trains and shares them on the company website to promote the railway overseas.
春の新緑から秋の紅葉までどの季節に来ていただいても美しい景色を窓のない客車から楽しめるというのが魅力です。
This is Standard Station Nekomata.
The train arrives at Nekomata Station, the turnaround point. Normally, only power plant personnel are allowed to get off here, but for this period, passengers are permitted to disembark to take in the autumn scenery.
This train is very interesting.
Very interesting.
Yes,
Very
because the
interesting.
view is.
The scenery is lovely, and the bridges and the mountains. Yes, it's all very beautiful.
The vibrant mountains and cavernous gorge create an awe-inspiring view, one that captivates all who visit.